Now, yesterday on the program, I was telling you about the Bundy Ranch and how a bunch of, farmers and militia guys showed up in Nevada and brought their weapons with them and told the federal officials, if you don't bring Cliven Bundy's cattle back, we have our weapons and we're ready to use them. And the Bureau of Land Management said they were concerned for the safety of their workers and gave the cattle back. Well, there are other people in America that are concerned about taxes, and I said, what if they showed up with weaponry? And lo and behold, here we go. Well, there's a gentleman by the name of Nishon X. Shelton. His middle name is X, okay. And he's in Chicago. He also has a weapon. He also does not like taxes. In fact, he went to go get a Diet Pepsi, and much to his chagrin, he found out that the Diet Pepsi of $1.79 had 22-cent tax added to it. Wow, that does seem a little bit excessive. So he was aggrieved and decided that he would complain about that. In fact, he made up a claim. He said that since he was a resident of the neighborhood, which he is, that he was, quote, tax exempt. Is that true? No, not remotely. But is Cliven Bundy exempt from grazing fees because the federal government is next to his property? No, that's not true either. So Nishon and Cliven have a very similar case. And what's interesting is they decided to pursue a similar strategy. As Cliven Bundy grabbed a gun, so did Nishon Shelton, and in a very humorous way. Let me have the Chicago Tribune explain. Shelton returned to the store around 1:45 p.m. carrying a Gucci satchel from which he pulled out a loaded gun. According to Savaglio and court records, he began waving the gun around while yelling he was going to shoot and kill everyone in the store. I don't know how tough you are when you pull a gun out of a Gucci satchel, but that's not for me to decide. And do I agree with Nishon Shelton's efforts here to avoid taxes? Absolutely not. Now, if you've got a problem with the 22-cent tax, you might want to take that up with the city council or perhaps with the state government. The proper course of action is not to grab your gun, exactly as we said in the Cliven Bundy case. You don't just grab a gun and say, I don't like your tax, I don't like your fee, I won't pay it, I'll reach for my Gucci satchel. So when he threatened to shoot people, of course he should be put in prison. And in fact, he had an Intratec .22 caliber submachine gun with him, which was loaded. Anybody want to guess what happened to Cliven Bundy and Nishon Shelton? Cliven Bundy, when he came with weapons, got his property back. He got his cattle, which were illegally grazing on federal land, and he had not paid his $1 million in fees. When Nishon Shelton refused to pay the 22-cent tax on his Diet Pepsi and showed up with a similar weapon, shockingly enough, he wound up in jail. I didn't see that coming. Now, I am consistent on this. I think that we should have the same remedy for both gentlemen. But I believe in justice in America, and I believe in equality. I know, call me crazy.